Hey YouTube, so very popular template and design right now is custom cups. I've had this template on my website for a few weeks now, and I wanted to share with you guys how to use it. So this is not something I can really give measurements for because it's actually a custom shape that I created in Publisher. So, and I will not be giving a tutorial on that either, but the template is available for sale, 50% off right now. Use code ALLSUMMER18, all caps, one word, and this is available at my website, craftsofadifferentshade.com. So this is a shape. As you know, I use a lot of shapes designing in Publisher, like word art is a shape basically, and shapes are just easier to manipulate. So you don't need to adjust the sizing or anything like that. What we're going to do first is this is the one that's one per page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go continue with that Elmo background, that Elmo kind of design that we've been using or I've done on the other templates and videos that I've uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same shape fill, and I'm going to use that same stripe background that we used on the other the Capri Sun that I did. So I'm going to go ahead and search Bing and do Sesame Street stripe background. I think that's what I searched for. If not, we'll find it. You guys know I just kind of design as I go. So let's see, is there anyone that we like? I don't know that that's the same one. Let's search this one. Elmo stripe background. And I'm going to clear these filters so I can get all of my images that I want. Definitely. These are good resolution, so I like them. Yep, that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Elmo that I downloaded as a free PNG the other day from that website. Kiss PNG is a good resource for PNG images. I'm just going to drag and drop him in. And let's go ahead and act like we're going to put a picture of the baby on this one. Or, whomever it is. So let me go grab a picture real quick. See if I can find my niece. Don't know if I ever saved her image on here. On my computer. Okay, so it looks like I did not save her. So let me just get a picture. Boy. Because I should have some images of a little boy. Yeah, like that's a good picture. So that's cute. I'm gonna bring him in. He's a PNG. You see, he has no background, but because, as you all know, he is just gonna sit here if I sit him like this. And I don't like to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to insert a shape. I'm going to put him on a circle, and I'm just going to hold down the shift key, drag the circle out all the way. And you want to make sure like you kind of align everything to the center because the center is what shows. Remember, this is going to wrap around the cup. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing shows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to format this and I'm going to do shape fill with the picture. So instead of just kind of leaving him flying around, I'm going to fill the shape with his picture. I use quick access a lot because it just holds basically like the last 20 to 50 things you've done or folders you've actually like affected. So I go in there a lot and just grab um, images that I've used recently or folders that I've accessed recently because then I don't have to go back and search and find everything. But it seems like he's not there because he's really hasn't been affected. So I'll just go ahead and search my Dropbox for little boy since that's what he's saved as. And this is just a stock image that I got off the internet. But you, of course, would use the picture that the person sent you. And if you ever needed to take the background out, you could use Pixlr. So here he is. So as you see, the background of that circle went away, like the blue. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to do a shape fill of white, and I'm going to place it behind. because then see how it will show. But one thing we need to do to make sure we do this right is that this outline, I think I'm going to do the red from this. And the same on here. I could do no outline. So then he's just kind of in the circle. But see what happens when I put him in there? Looks way better. So that's what I would do. And suppose you didn't want it to be a white background on that original, just put whatever you want here. Like you could put a pattern, so picture. You could do like Elmo clip art pattern. And I'm not seeing, let's do Elmo pattern. Let me remember to clear this filter. I appreciate being for wanting me to be respectful, but it's not really what I'm looking for right now. Clip art. That's a cute background. Like I could use that actually, the polka dots. So it's a little different. And put him in front of these polka dots. Like his circle on there. See how he looks. Mix this circle up a bit. So it's a little neater. And then bring him forward. I brought Elmo forward. And probably make Elmo a little smaller. I'm going to group the little boy and the circle together, because that way I can move them together, because I really like this shape, and I'm probably going to have to make it a little smaller. So I'm going to group these two. Little tricky. You need to get them. I'll group them like this, then I'll fit him in there better. Make that smaller. Because if you think about it, like I said, I want to have this centered for him to be the focal point on the cup. A little bigger. Bring him forward. Put this here. Like that. That's nice. I'm going to ungroup it now, fix it a bit. Bring him into the actual, Elmo got in my way. Make sure you select what you want to affect. I'll put him in here a little better. And always hold shift when you're messing with the picture. That way that when you size it, you won't change how he looks. Like you don't want to make the child look heavier, longer, or, skinnier than they really are. You want them to keep the same proportion. So just try to get him in there perfectly. There we go. That looks better to me. Almost here. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to just kind of group them together because I like where everything is sitting right now. And I'm going to delete this because I don't need that picture anymore. I'm going to go back to that Capri Sun sign I made, this sign that I made here. I'm going to copy this, copy both of these, or excuse me, I said Capri, yeah, the sign I made, the Sesame Street for the Capri Sun, that's what I made. And if you didn't see how I did that, please go and watch the Capri Sun picture. I even removed the background on this sign to show you how to get that. And I'm going to just kind of move this up, move this smaller. And you see how the other circle is left behind because it's not grouped with all this. So I have to go back and group it again and fix it up. So whenever you get that complete, make sure you just group it so you don't have to keep perfecting it over and over again. Yep, there we go. So that looks good, actually. I'm going to ungroup it just so I can move Elmo down a bit. No, I actually like them up higher. About here. Maybe I want to make him bigger. Yeah. And this is cool. But of course his name is not Alicia. So when I want to change this, I'll just go center it, go to format, up here under word art tools, edit text, and we'll change this to Marcus Street. There we go. Looks good. And I think I'm going to go grab that number 1 again, because I still like this number 1. And bring him over here. And this could go on the back, because they'll still have something to see on the back of the cup. Make it a little smaller. Just kind of align it. So that would be my my cup. And if I wanted to say happy birthday or anything like that, I could always add more text. So this is my cup. I'm going to save this as a PNG. Just save the image itself as the PNG. Always save your publisher file so you can go back and affect it later. But I'm going to save this as Elmo Cup Publisher and also Elmo Cup PNG. I'm not going to save the publisher for sake of time, but just pretend like I did. And I'm going to save the PNG just so I can show you what I'm going to do next. I can get more than one to a cup. Excuse me, to a page. All right, so he's saved. So now what I would do, the template, if you purchase from me, then you will be able to actually see that there are in the purchase, you'll get 2. You'll get one template that has 1 cup to a page and another template that has 2 cups to a page. So you can design on either. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in, I'm just going to do another 8.5 by 11 page. And I'm just going to go and grab that cup that I just made, the Elmo one. And I'm going to drag and drop it into this. So in case you have your own cup wrapper template or something you found somewhere else, looks like it didn't save as a PNG, but that's okay. But if it's saved as a PNG, it won't have that white background. Let me go back in. Look, because something may be on here, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to copy it down. This is essentially my cup. And let's see if I do page design 11, just change the orientation to landscape. Here you get 2 as well. And like I said, before my other Capri Sun video, I always just turn the margins off. Yeah, so that would be your template. Let me ensure that this is the right, yep. And you just cut this out. So one of the things you can do is you can always send this into your Cricut if you have it, save it as a PNG. So I have a Cricut and a Cameo, and I'll show you what I mean. I know that like Tam Sweet Life, she does a lot of her videos in Cricut. So I have the Cricut Maker, I have the Cricut Explorer Air, not the first one, excuse me, not the second one, the first one. And I also have a Silhouette Cameo 3. So sometimes it's a lot nicer to send your files to your cutting machine instead of always having to cut by hand. I personally cut everything by hand just because of time, and I don't know, it's just a habit with me. But for some people who want to have the simplicity of letting their cutting machine, the machine they spent their money on, actually go forth and do the work for them, that is a great thing that Cricut is made up for, and so is Silhouette. We no longer have to cut by hand with all these machines we own. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and I'm going to upload that PNG that I've saved. And now the thing with your Cricut, it can only cut but so wide. So again, I don't know why it's saved with that white background, but I'm going to go ahead. Let me make sure I saved it as a PNG because it should not have that white background. But it may be doing that because the page design is white. So what I could do is come back. If you see that happening, go to page design, do background, no background. Okay. Then see about saving as a PNG, and hopefully that will give you just the image. It may be doing that because there's a little excess on the page size. I'm not sure, but I'm going to save it again, and I'm going to go back to my design space, and you could just take the background out in design space. Oh no, that's not what we want, but that's okay because this is going to be printed on white paper. So really, you don't have to take it out. You could, but you don't have to. I'm sorry, I forgot we're in the cutting machine. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to do continue. I'm going to save this as a print and cut. And don't mind that it took out your white background because, again, you're printing it on white paper. So you'll have the white back. And when you insert this into your Cricut, this size should cut. I can't remember the max. I think it's like 9. So this should be okay to cut in your Cricut. So it's a print and cut already. You go to make it. Okay, so it's too large because it's 9. Let's see if we flip it. And see what happens. I think that the 9 might be too long or too wide for Cricut. Yeah, so it has to be 9.25. So we can take it down just a little bit. I'm going to take it to 9.25 here. Hopefully that won't affect my cup too much because the template that I created and published when you cut it out by hand, it meets in the back correctly. So this thing is being annoying. Let's flip it back. Rotate it back at 0 and do 9.2 and make it. And this is for the 9-ounce cups at Dollar Tree. So here's my print and cut. So see what I mean about it going on white paper? You have your white back. So I'm actually going to send this to the printer, and I'm going to print it from Publisher just so we can see the difference. I don't like how it seems that the sizing got off somewhere. Okay, yeah. So when I saved it as a PNG, it came in a little smaller because you see that white background? Yeah. So let's do something. Don't do that. Let me see if I can get a better one with no background on it because every time the background happens, it takes up space. Yeah. So what I would recommend doing, this is a little better. This is better. But what I would recommend doing is save as a PNG, and you can come in, just make sure you keep the same dimensions, and you can see, this is the shape. So unfortunately, when you bring it in with that white background, it's going to look bigger, but it should still cut just fine because you have the actual, you're cutting out the excess white. So I'm going to go ahead, this is the Capri Sun I made in the other video. I'm going to go ahead and print these out and adhere it so you can see. One option would be to select all objects, right click, group. You can always save as a picture in case you have issues with that PNG type of situation. So let's do Elmo Cup, save that. I'm going to come over to my mockup and ignore that. So this is my Capri Sun. When you get the mock-up, this will actually be orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring that in that I just saved. Just go ahead and drag it over. And again, this is how I do it. I drag and drop. There it is. So now it has no background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop this to just the center out there. Crop it. I'm going to copy it. And I may also need to crop the bottom just to bring it an even square. Yeah, because you see how I cut it off? So I'm going to crop it a little better. To about there. And come down just a little bit. Crop that. Copy it. Come over here. Clipboard. Aha, way better. See that? It's way better now. 2. Pull it over. Or if you don't want the shadow over, you could just leave it like that. I do this just to have a little dimension on it. And I'm going to delete that out. But one of the things you can do, I'm going to delete this Capri Sun for now. That does not come with this. That is me doing a full mock-up to show you. Select all. I'm going to group it. And I could always, you can adjust the image here. You can make it brighter. You want to save it as a picture. That's what you have to do first. So, but what I'm going to do is see if I can make it a little brighter. Ooh, it turned blue. So I'm going to undo what I did when I grouped it. And I'm just hitting Control Z to undo. Come here and make this a little brighter. So, you can play around with that a little bit, or you could just not have the cover part of it. And then you have these two next to each other. Maybe you have twin birthdays. That's what we'll say was going on with this one. Delete that away. I'm just going to come over, have these two next to one another. And this will be my mock-up to show my customer. And one other thing you could do is color this if you like. It's not really going to have a color on it though if you get it from Dollar Tree. So, you could just put it in there like that. That looks pretty good. So that's your cup. And that's your Capri Sun that I did in the other video as our mock-up to show the customer how their party goods will look. So I just usually save this as a PNG as well and send it on. Okay, and I'll show you guys what happened there. how it looks. Let it come up as it takes its time. So here's your mock-up. It looks pretty good. Love it. I think your customer will love it too. Okay, so it's printed. So one of the things people always ask me, do you use a laser or inkjet? I use a laser. You see my ink is not working right now. It's running out. But this is why I use a laser over inkjet. You see the quality in this? Same paper. This paper is supposed to be made for laser and inkjet. But look at the difference in the colors. Elmo is missing eyes. See that? So that's why I like to do laser. But since my laser is run out of ink, and I'm not going to deal with that right now, I'm just going to work this inkjet. So what I did was I already cut it, and I applied it. Oops, I'm out of the range of the camera. Sorry about that. And you can see that. Now, if this was really like an order I was doing, I'd probably just take a black marker. If I was rushing and didn't want to send it out to print or go buy new ink, I would just take a black marker and fill in his eyes. But obviously not waterproof. Let me show you how I cut this. And it's cutting on the Cricut right now. All I did is take my scissors, cut the shape out, around. And this shape could be used for anything that's like a cone. So if you want to do party hats, probably could work. You may need to narrow it at the bottom. If you wanted to do or bring it in a little tighter for party hats, you want to do Play-Doh cups, it'll work. This needs to be shorter. So it's a multi-use shape, not just for cups, but there it is cut out. I'm gonna go grab a cup. So the cups that I use, these are just your regular old cups from Dollar Tree, 9 ounce. Actually started out purple, can't tell it all. Even covers the purple down bottom. So I'm just gonna pull this apart because this is the Milk-Coast adhesive paper. And this paper is for inkjet or laser. Obviously I like it in my laser better, but you know, we're low on ink today. So I'm just gonna pull it apart here. It's a little tough sometimes pulling the back end away. It's annoying. I grab my weeding tools for that. And I just put it on here. Just kind of put it on there. Ugh. It's a little sticky. Let's start over there. It's hard me doing it, trying to get it in the camera too. Yeah. Yeah, I got that off a little bit. So it usually comes up higher. You want to get it up there higher. See how it's too high up here? Yeah. So these are the perils of crafting. And I can't get it off. So that's okay. That's just real life. I have another one. I'll show you. Let's do this one. That's real life, you know. So sometimes what it might be better is to not use the adhesive paper and to just use your regular old gloss paper. And then with the gloss paper, adhere it with your ATG, you know, whatever type of glue you like to use. If you're a hot glue person, everybody knows, if you ask me, I hate hot glue. I don't like burns. So, but some people are beasts with the hot glue. I use my ATG, or I'll use a tape runner. So I'm just going to use the bad one here that I printed on my laser. And I'm going to... It's funny how you could do this when you're not doing it for a video perfectly, but as soon as you go to do it for a video, something happens. That's life. So this is real life, guys. This is part of the crafting fun, when you're like, all right, I'll make 12 cups and I'll use 12 pieces of paper, and you're like, oh no, one got, you know, stuck. So I always say buy just an extra set just in case, you know. Especially if it's your first go around, or you know, you're feeling a little uneasy about it, or if you're feeling overconfident about it. So same shape, better print quality, and you could probably even start the outside too if you want it like that, you know. So you just kind of work it on. This is still messing up a bit, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, like I said, real life, guys, real life. So your cups, and you see how this ink is running because my ink is out? Like, it just looks bad. But I know that you guys can do better than me and get this on there perfectly. With times that I do it, you know, things take time, so that's all right. That's okay. So yeah, you guys get the point. I'm not going to keep struggling with this. I don't know how the first one I got on perfectly, and these I can't. But yeah, frustrating. I got one more to try. So another one. Let's see if I can do this one correctly, since I want to be a klutz today. But guys, you know, these are, like I said, the real life goofs of crafting, and I'm not perfect. As Jay said, as they say, nobody walking this earth's surface is, you know. So just know that I hope you do a better job at it than I do. And I think what I would do instead, because this paper is stressing me out a bit, is just use regular old gloss paper and adhere it, because it's not like it's waterproof anyways. There we go. There we go. Way better. Way better. Ha! That's what happens sometimes. You just need to give it another go. I just fold the bottom down. So now I got 2 cups. And I came down a little low on that side, but just make sure you use a cup that is the same kind of consistent color. I would probably go grab a red cup for these, or a white cup, and have my cups done. So that's the cups. And, you know, Cricut would also cut these if you do the print and cut. So thank you so much for watching, enjoying my goofs. You see, real life crafting, that's what I'm about. I keep it 100% with y'all. Everything is not perfect over here, as much as I love it to be. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, you can print and cut these, or you would just cut by hand. That's what I did. Enjoy your day.